doing the independent MPs and also sneaking in and plucking some of the Azimio MPs. I would like to pick your mind on the same.
Troy, it's quite unfortunate that up to this point we had to gazette the opening of the 13th Parliament. I think the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, needs to discharge his constitutional duty. This is actually not a favor, it is something that is within his prerogative. He needs to gazette the day. I think from the constitutional provisions, the deadline of gazettement of this, the opening of the 13th Parliament is on Thursday this week. But then we need to ask ourselves, if the President fails to gazette this day, or to gazette the opening of the 13th Parliament, what happens next? I think the only political reality then would be the parliamentarians who have been elected needs to head to Parliament. We cannot live under a political crisis, because that's what we risk going into if the President fails to gazette the day. Going into the future, I think once we elect people to offices, particularly at the presidential level, they need to be magnanimous. They need to stick to law, irrespective of their political desires and wishes. We have a country to serve. These parliamentarians, or when we have a dysfunctional parliament, there are so many things that are going to fall into place. What if, whatever the possibilities that are in front of the court today is that either an upholding of the election or nullification of the election. When you don't have a fully functioning parliament, we will be having a very serious political reality. Then it behoves on an objective person to ask himself, would Uhuru Kenyatta be wishing to go the ancient Roman Empire who was called Emperor Nero, where he wanted to go into the grave with the empire altogether? Because that's what we are risking going into if the President fails to gazette the day. So I think he needs to serve his constitutional mandate. It is not a favor, it is not his political desire to gazette the 13th Parliament, but rather it is a constitutional duty that he needs to serve, that he was called to when he was elected back in 2017. But I want to say this. There is a question that you asked the two gentlemen there. We can't risk, as much as we are saying that it is not a personal relationship between the commissioners of IEBC, we must live to the political reality that is happening in IEBC. How did these four commissioners...
For the last 20 years...